What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to your player ratings here on the Sydney Roosters Diehards. As the Sydney Roosters have suffered defeat for the first time since round three, going down 18 points to 12 against the North Queensland Cowboys at Suncorp Stadium at Magic Round. A performance where it was very, very disappointing. Where wasn't our best game. We were disappointing. Too many errors. I think we made 19 errors. Obviously, a lot going on in this game, but at the end of the day, we had our chances to win, every opportunity to win, and we just weren't able to take our chances. And leaving a sour taste in the mouth of Roosters fans that went out there at Suncorp over the weekend. I've just got home from being at Magic Round. I've been out and about the last few days, so that's why haven't really been posting content on the Die Hard. So I do apologise about that. Obviously, by the time this comes out, we already filmed our match recap with Leaguey. So hope you guys will put a link in the show notes there and check that out and go through it. So right, so before we begin, we'll just go through the key stats from the game before we go into the player ratings. Team stats: the Roosters 48% possession, 70% completion rate, which is actually surprisingly, I thought it was going to be lower than that. 1960 meters of 1539, 663 post contact to 514, 3 line breaks to 2, 47 tackle breaks, 26 missed tackles, offloads 12-8, kick refusal 50% each, negative play 18 errors to 5 for the Roosters. We actually won the penalty count 15 points, 15-10, which is just bizarre. But anyway, they're the key stats going into this one. Right, let's get into the player stats. Let's go through our performing players. Reece Robertson made 56 tackles, most run meters, Nafahu 198, most line breaks, Hugo Savala, and top the fantasy points was Connor Watson. So yeah, right, let's get into it. James Tedesco. We have 181 meters, 53 post contact, 1 tackle break, 1 missed tackle, 2 errors. Look, yeah, it just wasn't Teddy's great performance tonight, unfortunately. Just really, really bad game. And does it hurt his Origin contention? Look, honestly, I don't think one bad performance on the lead up to Origin selection on Monday isn't going to be like the sort of driving factor. I think there's going to be obviously a consistent period over the last 12 weeks, but I don't think one bad performance goes that year. That's it. You're done. So look, we'll find out on Monday whether he's in the New South Wales side or not. But Teddy, unfortunately, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. It was a very disappointing performance from our captain. One of the rare poor performances from our skipper, who has been fantastic for the last couple of years, obviously. Tupou only played 6 minutes with that calf injuries, so we'll just have to skip past Toops, which will bring me into Junior Ponga. We'll go from there. I'm giving it a 2 out of 10. I'm sorry to say it. It was one of his worst games, and obviously unfortunate. When you go into the firing line, when you're the 18th man on the bench, you're not expected to play unless something happens, and obviously something happened in the 6th minute with Tupou going off, and obviously had to come in. Took a really, he was brave under the high ball to start with, which he got clipped from the in the air, landed awkwardly, had to take it off for a HIA, came back on and had an absolute stinker. I'm sorry to say. I don't want to be critical or negative towards players, but I call it how I see it. And Junior, it was a really disappointing performance, unfortunately, and just I don't want to blame the loss on one player, but when you make 4 errors that most of them led to points, including a very important missed tackle that led to a try after making a mistake, that it just sets the the narrative on that, unfortunately. But hopefully, the players and the coaching staff get around him, and the fans deserve that as well. Like, obviously, be critical, but be respectful about it. If you have a bad game, you have a bad game, but you don't cross the line, and you be supportive to anyone that supports the red, white, and blue. But yeah, Junior, unfortunately, is a 2 for me. Hugo Savala, I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. Hugo was best on for me. He was incredible. 158 meters, post contact meters 40, 3 tackle breaks, 1 line break, 11 tackles, 0 missed. Did make 2 errors, but he scored a try as well. he was phenomenal, Hugo. Considering, like I said, like Hugo is a halfback who started the game at left centre, played most of the game on the wing, and I couldn't fault Hugo, and he was, I thought he was fantastic. There was maybe one brain snap in the where we got bundled over the sideline. That was sort of more towards Tedesco, where Teddy tried to down the side, short side for Hugo Savala on tackle 0. Hugo got bundled in the touch. Like that's just not the right option there. But anyway, but Hugo, apart from that, was phenomenal. Was really dangerous with his kick returns. I thought he was fantastic. So an 8 out of 10 for me for Hugo. Next up, Bobby T, 126 meters, 53 post contact, 7 tackle breaks, 15 tackles, 2 miss. I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. I thought Bobby was okay. Didn't do anything wrong, to be honest with you. Just, I thought he was really solid, Bobby T. Didn't really see much of him because I thought we went left, which I thought we got that wrong because having, a bit of a reshuffle on that left edge, I think we should have stuck to the right because, with Toya and Cody Ramsey established on that wing train there all week, I think that would have been more easier to go with. But end of the day, I thought, we got that wrong. But yeah, Bobby was solid for me. Cody Ramsey, I'm giving him an 8 out of 10 as well. Scored his first try back in the NRL. It was, it was fantastic to see. A really great performance from Cody Ramsey. 173 meters, 25 post contact, 5 tackle breaks, 1 line break, 4 tackles, 0 miss, 0 errors. It was such a great performance from Cody Ramsey. My highlight, obviously the trial was a highlight, but the one, it was late in the second half where massive bomb was put up towards him. There was 3 Cowboys players contesting for it. He got up, leaped above them, got the ball, and made a 50-60-meter line break. That was my highlight about Cody Ramsey. Just a very great performance from him, and he should held his head up high in the disappointing performance by the playing group. Daly Cherry Evans, giving him a 5 out of 10. I thought he was poor. He didn't really do much at all, to be honest with you. I mean, his kicking game was okay, but just didn't really lack any. Didn't really show anything in attack, unfortunately. And I think the Cowboys sort of read what he was doing, and where sort of dummies and then passes in between the line. They read that. They read everything that DC was doing, and it was a real opportunity for him to make his claim to bring back into the Origin arena, and unfortunately he failed. So disappointing from DCE. Sam Walker, I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. I thought Semi tried hard. I thought he was the only one trying to make something happen. Wasn't his best game, but he tried his guts out, and that's you can't fault that. So, but still at the end of the day, disappointing performance overall. But I thought Semi was okay, and did his best to create things happen. I think he got 4 tackle breaks, 1 line break assist, and had a try assist as well. So good on Sam Walker there, obviously. Nafahu White giving a 7 out of 10, solid performance. I thought there's a few times where he was busting the line that he just had no support to give it to, and almost scored, just short of the line, dropped it over the line. Those are the margins that we could have won these games, but just didn't go our way. But Nafahu is another one who can hold his head up high. 7 out of 10, really great performance from him. Reece Robson didn't really run much out of dummy half. It was always hard when you're up against your former club, but did a shit load of work. What I mean by that, mate, a lot of great work kind of thing. Did a shit ton of work. Worked hard. 56 tackles, 5 missed, but he was played 80 minutes as well. I'm giving him a 6.5 out of 10. I thought he was okay. Not one of his better games, but I thought he was still okay enough. Lindsay played 40 minutes, 110 meters, 48 post contact, 25 tackles, 2 missed. I thought he was okay. I thought he had some really good runs in the game. I thought he did really pretty solid. So I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Gussie, I thought our back rolls were really quiet tonight, unfortunately. I thought, Gussie made 44 tackles, so obviously defensively it was fantastic, but attacking thread, considering the fact that he was up against a debutant in the halves, we just didn't have much ball to give to Angus Crichton, and Gussie just felt a little bit quiet, so I'm giving him a 5.5 out of 10. And I'm also giving Siwa Wong a 5.5 out of 10. Did run for 115 meters, but I thought Siwa was one of his quieter games for me. Connor Watson, I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. I thought, Didn't do a lot wrong. 50 tackles, 3 missed. Played 53 minutes. 10 runs, 100 meters, 38 post contact. I thought he was fine, but you can just tell that we miss Radley and we miss Watto coming off the bench and making an impact in the middle stages of the game. Egan Butcher, 5 out of 10. Here's the thing with Egan Butcher tonight. I know the narrative around Egan Butcher and, how much Roosters fans aren't the brightest fans of him. But, I'm never going to criticise a player that goes in and plays out of position like Egan Butcher did. He's a middle forward that come on and played at left centre. He's playing out of position. I thought he tried his guts out. Obviously, the penalty at full time, he was, trying to create something for his team with a minute to go. You got, he dropped the ball on the low, which was unfortunately, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to, sit there and go, oh, Egan had a shit game. He wasn't great, but at the end of the day, he was playing out of position and did what he needed, he tried to do for the team, but just unfortunately didn't pay off. But I thought had some nice moments, kick returns, and that was good, set starts. But yeah, overall, it wasn't really. He made 35 tackles, 1 miss. So I thought he was, a few bad defensive reads, but that's what's going to happen when you're a middle forward playing in the centres. It's just bound to happen. Spencer, 25 minutes, 4 hit ups, 51 tackles, 21 miss, 21 post contact, 13 tackles, 0 miss. 5 out of 10 for Spencer. Look, here's the thing. Those 5 runs were great. His hit ups were strong. Carries off the back fence from the kickoff was great. Ran the ball hard, but we need more of it. That's the thing. Spencer Linu's on $800,000 a season and 25 minutes. Yeah, like I said, shitty, he's got game time. That's fine. But when you're on the 25 minutes, he's trying to make an impact, but we need more of it. That's the thing. Five runs in 25 minutes. They were great runs, but we need more of it at the moment. Considering that we were forward down as well. Nat Butcher only played 40 minutes, 6 out of 10, 129 meters, 50 post contact, 2 tackle breaks, 35 tackles, 1 missed. I thought he was solid. It was like I said, it was a really solid performance from Butch, just a standard performance. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. I thought it was okay. And to Robbo, unfortunately got it wrong tonight, 4 out of 10. Look, it's a hard one. It's a hard one for Robbo. You don't expect your winger to go down in the 5th minute of the game. And obviously you have your replacement winger in Junior Ponga. I know there's not much available at the moment, but, with Tommy Talau, Billy Smith unavailable, you've got Marky Mark injured, So the next man up available was Junior Ponga, so he had to bring him on. He was disappointing. Obviously, Robbo had to bring him off because he wasn't, he was becoming a liability, but I think that, we just got the rotation wrong. I think, again, Fekete missing out again. We needed Fekete on there, to be honest with you. I think Fekete would have been fine playing it. He got it wrong with Egan Butcher. At centre, I think we should have been Fekete or Connor Watson, maybe something. But I just thought, unfortunately didn't pay off tonight. Right, folks, well, that concludes today's player ratings. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I do apologise how I sound. It's been a big weekend. I just got home from tonight's game, so I sound under the weather, but it is what it is. So wanted to get that content out for you guys as we lead into the match recap, match reaction, and weekend wrap up on Monday. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Give us a follow on the Instagram for your latest Roosters updates, news, and opinions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye for now.